So why? Why does this stuff matter? So there's so many options regarding marketing. It can seem overwhelming. It is a constantly evolving and changing landscape, and it can, you have people calling you SEO people or web developers or Facebook ad people or people calling you and promising they're going to give you all these leads and they're going to convert. And ultimately, you end up just sort of shutting down, right? I mean, that's kind of what happens. I previously ran an auto detail business, and I ultimately decided to learn how to do this stuff myself to grow the business. I decided I'm gonna learn how to run the ads, and I'm gonna learn how to build a site that converts and that attracts people who are searching for things in Google that I'm marketing for. So, for example, auto detailing near me, best auto detailing company in Tampa, etc. I wanted to show up at the top for this, so I learned that myself. But people would be barraging me about, they're going to get me X, Y, or Z, and it only costs this much money, and I kind of shut down. And so my approach was ultimately just to learn all myself, and then I took a completely different career direction here. And ultimately, after I sold that business, I ended up doing marketing full time. But it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming, and that's where hopefully some of this starts to clarify some of that, and making sure that you are making good decisions with your marketing. It's not one of those things, if you just throw a bunch of money at it, it'll work. That's, that's, some people think, oh, the issue is just that I didn't spend more money. A lot of times it could be that issue, but unless you have things dialed in, you really shouldn't be throwing a bunch of money into a black hole. And you should absolutely have your KPIs. You should be knowing what your return is on that investment. So, there's SEO, there's pay-per-click, there's websites, there's social media marketing. You can pay companies to create content for you and content marketing. And, there's so many different ways to market, but ultimately you need to find a most efficient way. You need to have the right order of doing it, and ultimately it does need to be holistic, but it needs to be holistic and measured. What gets measured gets done, and what gets measured gets improved. So ultimately, you need to have measurements in place so that you know what your KPIs are. You put X amount of dollars into Google, and you receive this many leads, and out of those many leads, 60% converted, and so you made this much revenue, and off of those jobs, right, you made this much profit because your profit margin was Y, and you were marketing for these kinds of jobs. Those are the kind of KPIs that you need to have dialed in to understand whether your marketing is working and how to make it better.